Hello Flosstube, my name is Jani and this is a really quick video because I was stitching a little bit and it's really late and I was thinking perhaps doing a stitch with me video, but it's almost 3 in the morning, so perhaps I need to sleep a little, but some nights, especially weekends, we start to stitch and stitch and stitch and that's it. But yeah, but I really wanted to record a video, but all day was a lot of people in the house and making noises and talking and normal family activities, so it was really hard to record the video, and then I didn't realize of the time, and but yeah. I was this afternoon watching a video from Jessie Marie, and I love her, and of course everybody loves her. She's lovely. But she was explaining her projects and her plans and the way she think about it, and all the process of choosing a project or a sal or so. um, I, Perhaps it's because I can really I don't feel really comfortable talking a lot, but yeah, sometimes I also would like to explain my motives and my process for choosing or not picking some project. But well, the thing is that I restart this project. This is from Heaven and Earth. It's called Beloved by Adele Sessler, and I love this design. So beautiful. And I restarted because the previous fabric was not really I was not really a good fabric. It was an even weave, but it was not perfect even because it has more threads white than height than white. So yeah, at the end the design will become a little you know deformed or something, so I decided to start again. I got this easy count fabric, and I was having the idea that this was a 25 Lugana, but no, it's actually a 28 Lugana easy count, and it's the first time that I'm stitching on this fabric, and I never grid my projects. I usually just look at the pattern, and I'm used to count my my stitches in the pattern, and then reply it in the in the fabric, or redo it in the fabric. So I just count 2 stitches, 1 stitch, 2 stitches, 1 stitch. So I kind of follow that the pattern. So I usually don't grid my fabric, and it's a kind of tricky for me using this grid fabric because I'm not used to. And I was trying at the beginning, stitch by 1 square, which are 100 stitches, but again, I wasn't really feeling so comfortable, so I just enjoy more working by colors. So at the beginning I start, square by square, but that wasn't working for me. So I decided to continue, um, page by page. This is the first page, and stitch by color. And in that case, the grading is really useful. But once you finish one color, if you didn't have any mistakes, the placement of the other colors are easier. So yeah, that as I talked in my last video, I'm trying to find my way to stitch this full coverage project. So yeah, the square by square, um, not so good. So I decided, by colors. And also a big change was that I start to use a Q-snap and a stand, but it was again really really hard for me. As some of you might know, I love to stitch in hand and I love to use the sewing method, but I wasn't sure with this because I am stitching this with 10th stitch, kind of half a stitch. So when you use the sewing method, you just in one movement you insert the needle and at the same time pull the thread. So in this case, if you do that, you have to be really careful because the stitch can go inside the threads of the fabric. So you have to be doing each stitch. So it's kind of not so much the sewing method, but I have to insert the needle and doing through two movements to stitch. So but yeah, I couldn't stitch or work with the Q snap, so I decided, what, I'm not enjoying this. I removed the Q snap and start stitching in hand, um, trying to not quite the sewing method, but like a combination between the sewing method and the two hands stitch. So but yeah, I finished this in the last weeks, this corner, but again I wasn't feeling comfortable, and removed the Q snap. And today I do all this gray and the gray in the black part of the hair. So yeah, much more comfortable and much happy. And yeah, I mean, I am I am waiting for another kit. Well, not another, my first kit from Gecko Rouge. So I am, like practicing how to stitch the Gecko Rouge. And again, I will try without a hoop or a Q-snap, stitching in hand. And in the case of the Gecko Rouge kit, I picked the fabric in 25 Lugana. So I don't know if I will also be stitching with 10th stitch, because this is 10 stitch with two threads of floss, and the coverage is really really good. But yeah, I don't really want to stitch the full cross 1/1. I don't know. I perhaps I find it find that easy, but I prefer the half stitch. So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I'm working my way to stitch in this full coverage project. I'm really enjoying now stitching in hand again. Yeah. And I was feeling a little guilty because my husband built me the stand for my Q snap and for my hoops and my frames, and he saw me, stitching in the stand, and he was, oh, you are using your stand again, and yeah, it's great. But today I start stitching in hand, and he really doesn't care. He just want to see me stitching if that's what I want. So, but yeah, stitching in hand. And I also I stitch in this project, and in the week I also stitch a few in my Zelda, not very much, but yeah, a little progress. And um, yesterday I dyed a few pieces of fabric because I was watching Instagram stories, the Stitch Con. So exciting and so much fun, and it's great to watch all the picture and the videos and everything. So I decided to dye a few fabrics because, you know, making my own stash and trying to live the experience of the StitchCon. So yeah, uh, these are the flosses because I dye fabric and flosses, and I try to be a little more relaxed in my combination because I always mix a lot of colors, and usually my flosses has a lot of colors, but this time I try to be a nice and relaxed lady, and this one is brown and yellow, and it's a really pretty, like, golden thread. So yeah, this this flosses is DMC in color white. I got the cone of DMC in white, and I usually I'm dyeing these skins, large skins. This is about 10, equivalent to 10 normal DMC skins, but I prefer to, only dye a really big skin. And after this, I prepare the little normal skins, but just dye once and separate after. Oh my god, it's really late. And this one is let me put this here. I'm in my chair, relaxing. This is light blue, and this really light gray, and this one was the most with the contrast in the colors, but it's really cute. I was thinking perhaps in a sampler or a simple design with a whale, or something like that. So yeah, this is the other large skin. And finally, this one, I really like it. It's a hot pink, and with this red orange coral color. Again, I try to, be calm and just, use just two colors, but the combination is really really pretty. I'm really liking this, so yeah, I will be making small skins, and many of these skins or these flosses I'm going to bring with me for the Mexican retreat. This year is going to be the second one. Last year was an amazing experience, so this year I'm preparing, these some flosses to include as gifts in the gift bag, and I also preparing the design. I did a design last year and prepared the kit with all the flosses and the fabric and a little embellishment, a little scissor, so they can stitch the full project. So this year I already have the design, and the fabric and the flosses, and we'll add some of these dyed flosses. And I also make some, I did some fabric. This is a piece of fabric that my aunt gave me. Really really cute. Yeah, here we are. You can see better the color and the brown marks. So yeah, this is a fabric that my aunt gave me, and she stitched these little squares to to test the size of the fabric, because this is a fabric that we get here in the city, and it's like an even weave. It's cotton, and it's very similar to Handanger or Lugana. And yeah, this is count 36, so this is going to be great for a sampler. And I dyed the fabric and decided to leave my aunt perfect crosses. So yeah, it's really cute. So yeah, this is the first fabric. This was my favorite. I really like it. It's like a really old fabric. So yeah, this was one, and the other three are Aida 16. But I mean, I like them, but yeah, nothing really special. But this one is orange and pink, and I have some mishappening with this. I added a little of really light lilac, like purple, but they have a lot of specks, dots of color. So yeah, you can see here. And but I mean, I don't mind. I really like it. It's like the yarn for sweaters, or when you dye them and you leave little spots, specks. So yeah, I like it. Then this one, it's more pink than this one. This is just pink and orange, and I like this a little better because of the modeling of the fabric. It's really, really pretty. This, I also like it very much. So this is again an Aida 16. It's really, really, really pretty. And finally, this one, oops, this one it's an again an Aida 16, and this has a lot of of dots, but I like it. It looks like, you know, part of the design, and I like this very much. The color, I don't know if you can tell, but it's blue and purple and a little gray, but it's really, really cool. And with the accidental uh, dots, it looks really, really pretty. I was thinking perhaps in using this, I don't know still, but in using this for look, it looks really pretty. For one of Nora Corbett pixies, it's an orange design, so I think it will look really pretty here, you know, the contrast, and with the with all these dots, and you know, like something magical happening or something. But yeah, these are my fabrics. um, Nothing really fancy, just you know, regular and normal hand-dyed fabrics. I was thinking this afternoon about a question that I received in some of my last videos, uh, to talk a little about the some of the difference that I see between the Latin American stitchers and the United States stitchers, or stitchers from England or from other parts of the world. And I was thinking about that, but I mean, at the end, we are so much similar, and I didn't want to make, you know, kind of a list, because we are, you know, in the middle of this like controversial environment and situations, and you know, it's kind of hard, and yeah, making a list, perhaps I could, you know, make some mistakes, or um, hurt some feelings. We have some differences, but at the end we are very similar in many of the cases. And I mean, we are all stitchers, and we love our craft. And yes, sometimes we can have, you know, difficulties to get some certain kind of material, and the charts are really expensive for our countries to get. And but it's the same in every part of the world. In Australia, they have, you know, they pay a lot of shipping cost, and perhaps they have more access to all these materials, but the shipping cost are really high. So we all have this kind of difficulties. So yeah, it's part of our world. It's not exclusive problem to our countries. So yeah, um, also the copyright infringement, um, we we have that problem, and in our um, countries and in our forums you see a lot of this and a lot of piracy and a lot of, but again, this is not an exclusive problem of us. um, I was reading last week about a lady who was writing how she get some patterns and from Etsy, and once she received them, they were copies of original patterns, and she's a lady from United States. So this problem is not something exclusively to our countries. Yes, we have perhaps a little more we're needing a little more information, and to be aware of these rights and copyrights, but at the end it's a global problem. So yeah, it's not a specific problem. And other than that, all us as teachers are we are so kind one with others. We I mean, I have received a lot of gifts and a lot of details and a lot of message from teachers from here, from Mexico, from Spain, from South America, from Argentina. I was talking today with a wonderful teacher, and it's the same in the United States. And I mean, right now we have StitchCon with more than, or I mean, almost 400 stitchers together, and they are all leaving all their difference aside and having the time of their lives. And it's the same in a global aspect. We have some difference and we have some um, mistakes, and we have need to learn some things, but at the end we are all the same, and it's wonderful. So yeah, I just want to talk a little about that, and it's a wonderful community, as usually I said it and I repeat it. It's wonderful to be a part of it, because we know, even if we are from Mexico or we are from United States or from Spain or from Argentina or from Hong Kong, we are the same kind of people. We are loving people, we are artistic people, we love all this design, we love work on this design, we are patient, we are caring, you know. So yeah. um, okay, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I need to sleep a little. Tomorrow it's Sunday, so I probably sleep all day. But yeah, I will continue with my stitching adventures. I I also got some kits from Dimension. We went with Carlitos in a little road trip, and yeah, I got two beautiful kits from Dimension, and yeah, I'm I'm in the kit mood, because I usually stitch from patterns or from charts, but right now buying Russian kits from Owl Forest and Rioli's kits and Dimensions and now Gecko Rouge. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, have a wonderful week, and I will be talking to you soon, perhaps more awake and conscious, because I'm not quite asleep, not quite awake, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.